Here are 5 things you need to start doing now to improve your health in 2026 or next year, depending on what year you're watching this. First thing that I would do now, before the New Year's, audit your environment. And we could start out by decluttering. Clutter gives you so much mental noise, and you can either face it and be overwhelmed by it by just seeing it every day, a messy house, things on the floor, things on the counter, things in the sink. Like, you see it and there's just an immediate negative effect in your brain. So decluttering would be the very first thing. Decluttering, cleaning up your house, and at the same time cleaning up your mindset and what you're seeing, and feeding your eyesight, your mind every day is going to be one of the first keys to success for your journey. And start out by decluttering your closet. Clothes that don't fit anymore. Maybe you keep the clothes that you want to fit back into if your goal is weight loss. Clothes that you never wear, clothes that somebody else would benefit or would love to wear, things that still have tags on it. Next is the kitchen. You're going to be spending a lot of time in the kitchen when working on your health goals because everybody's got to eat. So clean up the pots and pans that you don't use anymore, things that are scratched, the appliances that don't work. If you have multiple sets of dishes, maybe get rid of everything but one set. Go through your pantry, expired foods that aren't going to fit your meal plan when you create that in the following steps. But clean up the kitchen. Also things that don't belong in the kitchen, because sometimes there's that junk drawer or that one counter that becomes the catch-all for everything. So clean up the kitchen. Anything that is not kitchen related, cooking related, stays out of the kitchen. Unless your kitchen is a social place, then that maybe stays to one part of the kitchen. But other than that, if it's not kitchen related, it gets out of the kitchen. Clean up your bedroom, clean up the kids' bedroom. This is a great time to go through their toys and get rid of things. As I'm recording this, it is about 3 weeks until Christmas. So get rid of kids' toys, things that they don't play with anymore, things that can go to other kids, things that they're too old for. Sell, donate, toss things that are broken. One, it's going to make more room for the new Christmas toys that are going to be coming in. And I do it with my kids too, to kind of teach them that, hey, we don't use this anymore. Let's give this to another kid that's going to enjoy it. And another thing that you need to be decluttering is your social media. Whether it's the apps that you have, the accounts that you have, and most importantly, the friends that you have on Facebook and the accounts that you are following. Any account that you see that kind of gives you a twinge of discontentment or puts you in a negative emotional mental state because I wish I looked as fit as her. I wish I had my life put together as well as that person does. I wish I had the time to work out like he does, etc. Political accounts that are just set on giving you bad news every day and making you just feel bad about the world and about life, immediately unfollow. I don't follow any news accounts for this purpose. Unfriend anybody who's a bad influence, anybody who posts all about their drunk outings on the weekends, anybody that posts random posts just to post. Maybe you need to mute their account. Anybody that spreads gossip about other people, we don't follow them. You can follow the accounts that you want to learn from, that you want education from, people that you enjoy hearing from, that you want to keep up with. But we also need to mute accounts that we maybe feel like we're seeing too much of them, but we also don't want to disconnect from them. We all have those family members and friends. So recap, audit your environment, declutter everything, your closet, your bedrooms, your house, your social media. Next, you need to set boundaries around the obstacles that are going to hinder you from accomplishing or working on your health goals. And because we're on that topic anyway, let's just start with social media. Maybe we need to delete apps that we spend too much time on. Maybe we need to set timers on those apps. And this one is going to be a very important one. Spend an hour, 30 minutes, however long it takes, depending on how many apps you have, turning off notifications off from every single app except the ones that you want notifications from. So text messages from specific people. Some phones have the ability to only get notifications from specific contacts. Turn off the notifications for everything so that you only get the ones that are important. Turn it off for Amazon, Netflix, emails maybe. Turn it off for your shopping apps, your DoorDash, Instacart, all of them. You don't need that constant influx of stimulation and alerts from the 50 apps that you might have on your phone. And even better yet, uninstall your shopping apps. Uninstall Instacart, DoorDash, grocery delivery, things that you find yourself spending money on that you really don't need to be. Another thing to set boundaries with: friends and family members that are bad influences. If they do not support your goals that you have for your health, if that friend or family member is not going to be supporting or encouraging you on your health journey in any way, and possibly even being a bad influence towards you to get back into old habits that you were trying to break, that might be a friend that you need to set boundaries around how often you hang out with them or talk to them. Then there is the work-life balance. If you are an entrepreneur, you need to have a separation between work tasks and home tasks so that work isn't bleeding into home and home isn't bleeding into work, and that you can keep those divided. That way you're not just giving 50% of yourself to both areas of life, and you can give each area 100% as it needs. Number 3, set yourself up so that you have no other option but to succeed. And this kind of bleeds into, or is an effect of, the first one, where we audited our environment and we set boundaries around our health and what matters to us. Setting yourself up to win is going to be important. One of those things that might be what you need to do, and I think everyone should do, is putting your phone in the other room. So charging your phone either in the bathroom or in the kitchen, wherever you walk to first in the morning, so that you have no other choice but to start a cup of coffee or wash your face. And buying an old-fashioned alarm clock with a button push snooze or a button push turn off feature that is not your phone, where you can half-mindedly hit snooze and go back to sleep. Or as soon as you turn off the alarm, you just lay in bed and scroll. Putting your phone in the other room is going to be, and even turning it off so that you don't hear it, not using your phone as an alarm clock, can be a surprisingly big factor in your success with your health goals. If you decide to keep your phone for an alarm, I recommend downloading the app Alarmy. It's free to use. There are some paid features, but everything else that you would need to use to help yourself get up is free. And what it does is it rings, and you can choose what kind of task you need to complete before the alarm turns off, whether that task be take a photo of something that could be in the other room, the coffee pot, the bathroom sink, a selfie in the mirror, or it's completing a puzzle, or it's completing a math problem. You can select the difficulty, but the alarm will not turn off until you complete that task. Next is, if one of your health goals is fitness, weight loss, getting into shape, maybe it's for performance if you're an athlete, but having a workout plan, a workout program with progressive overload, whether that is assigned by a coach or having a personal trainer that meets you and is waiting for you to show up, or if you know how to program on your own, writing out that program, a 6 to 8 week block for yourself will be key. Having a plan to follow so you're not at the gym just doing random things and not giving yourself enough progressive overload so that you can actually see weight loss progress, muscle strength progress. Otherwise, you're just doing it all for nothing. Part of that is a meal plan. So write out your meal plan. Write out whether you're going to be meal prepping each week. Write down what meals that you're going to cook and mentally have a game plan ready for batch prepping. Write out your grocery list so that you're only shopping for the things you need and nothing extra. And if you don't have a meal plan, get a coach. Oh, by the way, did I mention that I was a personal trainer and nutrition coach and that I coach people virtually? If coaching is not in the budget for you, though, I do have a free school community where I post weekly menu, workouts, recipes, and more health and fitness tips to help people stay on track throughout each week. Find a community to do it with you. So find a gym buddy, find a class to join, find a Facebook group where everybody's goal is to be active and support each other and help each other grow, encourage each other to do your best, whether it's in life, business, health, etc. Part of having the community is your home environment. So the family needs to be on board, your spouse needs to be on board. So sitting down with them and setting up a game plan, being like, hey, this is my goal for 2026. I want to lose weight, I want to build muscle, etc. In order to do that, I need to be doing this. Can you help me accomplish this? How can we work together so that we are both accomplishing our goals? How can I help you and how can you help me so that we're both winning? But get the house and the spouse on board. Throw out all the junk food in the pantry. That should be part of the decluttering kitchen process. But things that just aren't supporting you, throw them out. The Halloween candy, throw it out. Don't ask for any Christmas candy this year or give it to somebody else in the family. But you don't need that. Enjoy it on Christmas Day for sure, but you don't need to hoard that until next year. And of course, get a gym membership or buy some equipment for working out at home. Everybody should be doing some kind of resistance training, whether you are a postpartum mom, a old person in their 60s, a busy professional, whatever, whoever you are, everybody should be doing resistance training of some kind. So whether that be in the gym or getting equipment at home, investing in that. Set yourself up so that you have no other choice but to succeed in your goals. And then this plays into finances. Your spending reflects what matters to you. If you are out doing Starbucks, buying Starbucks 5 times a week, your coffee is more important to you than gym membership, because all of those monthly Starbucks spendings definitely add up to a gym membership. Your weekend outings, your Friday night pizzas, your Netflix subscriptions, your Amazon spending, everything that you're spending money on is a reflection of what's important to you. So if what's important to you right now is getting your health in order, then that needs to go to healthy groceries and a place for you to resistance train and a community to surround yourself with. Maybe it's buying tools to help you stay organized, like planners. I have a ton of planners in my house because organization is important to me. When I was working on my business was important to me, and so a lot of my spending went towards business coach, courses, certifications. Again, recap, your finances are a reflection of what's important to you. So if you just spent a bunch of money on Black Friday recently, maybe you need to give yourself a no spend challenge for the next 6 months. Maybe you plan out a reward that you get to splurge on, a vacation, for 1, not spending a bunch of money on areas of life that you don't need to be spending money on, and 2, accomplishing your health goals. And last but not least that I have here in my notes is your mindset. So you cannot allow yourself to think while you're doing your health journey, what if I fall off track? Maybe I fail. Maybe I'm probably just going to give up in January. You cannot allow yourself to think that. That is not an option. Failing is not an option. Giving up is not an option. Falling off track is not an option. There is only taking the data that you learned from what could be a failure, from what didn't work out, and pivoting with that learned data and giving yourself a new action plan to follow through with for the next 8 to 12 weeks that you are trying a new habit or implementing a new workout program or a new meal plan, etc. You cannot do a workout plan for 3 days or 7 days or even 2 weeks, or you follow a meal plan for 2 weeks before deciding, oh, I didn't see any weight loss, oh, I didn't see any strength gains, before concluding that it doesn't work. You need to stick with something for at least 12 weeks, then revisit that data, what worked well, what didn't work well, take what worked well, keep that as a habit, make that a lifestyle. What didn't work well, pivot, change the variables, or attack it from a different angle. But changing your mind, giving up on a goal, failing are not options. They are not allowed to cross your mind. That is something that just needs to come across right now. When I decided I would start a business, and it's been 4 years now, almost 5 years, since I've been on my business journey, and I only fail starting a business when I officially call it quits and drop everything and don't pursue it anymore. Other than that, there are times where I messed up, times things did not work out, but they were not failures. I simply learned from my mistakes. I maybe cried about it, and then I moved on to the next thing. I removed the things that didn't work, took what did work, and I kept implementing that while I grew my business. Same with meal plans. I didn't just bounce around from diet to diet and saying like, oh, I just can't lose weight. I just can't eat healthy. It must be my hormones. I eventually found something that I could stick with, and I stayed consistent with it for at least 3 months. And I saw progress, and because I saw progress, I kept doing it. Same with the gym. I didn't bounce around. I tried out a thing, and I stuck with it for 12 weeks, and then I stuck with it for a whole year because I saw that it worked, and it became non-negotiable. And that's what you need to find too with these habits that you find and see improvements in with your own personal health journey. When you implement a habit or routine that you find affects your life in a positive way, in a way that you like and want to keep, that becomes non-negotiable, and you do everything you can to keep that normal. So maybe it's cutting out dairy. Dairy makes you feel bad. but not eating dairy makes you feel good. So you make it a priority to go dairy free. You make it a priority to do deadlifts at least once a week in the gym because it helps your mental health. You make it a priority to go hiking once a week with your mom club because it gets you out of the house and it gives you a social life. That is non-negotiable. Church is non-negotiable. Organic food, non-negotiable. Whatever it is that you find a habit, a routine, a choice that affects you positively, you keep that. And then in the terms of mindset, you can't tell people that I want to lose 12 pounds or I hope to lose 12 pounds. It's I will lose 12 pounds or I'm going to lose 12 pounds. The words that you say are very defining for you and your habits, whether you like it or not. By saying I want or I hope, there leaves a little bit of room for an escape plan. And your brain subconsciously knows that. So when you fall off track, it's just like, oh well. But if you're like, I will lose 12 pounds, I'm going to lose 12 pounds, there's no backup plan to that. There's no second path to that. It's just, I am going to do this, and whatever it takes to get there, I will keep finding that path that gets me to that 12-pound weight loss goal. And if it's as simple as getting up out of bed at 6 a.m., maybe you attach a habit to another habit that you do regularly. For example, I will take my vitamins after I drink my coffee in the morning. I will go to the gym after work. Attach a healthy habit that you want to work on, that you want to make a lifestyle, to something that you already kind of do. Or maybe it's sitting and watching Netflix. So I will walk on my walking pad, or I will do laundry while I watch Netflix. Whatever it is, attach something new to something already ingrained to help it become your new normal, your new habit, your new routine. I hope these 5 tips were helpful and that you were able to take something from it. If you need more support, I have my free school community, as well as the option to work with me online and get customized programs and nutrition plans.